Hi, my name is Eric Shanley and I'm a student at Grand Valley State University. Today I'm going to be talking about infinity and how it's represented in two very different works of art, one being from history, one being from more modern times. Infinity is a pretty strange idea for most people. Unless you're a mathematician, you might not be noticing it all that often. And it's very small in some ways, which is funny to think about, or it's very vast and it feels impossible for us to wrap our heads around. But it's always around us, whether we notice it or not. These two pieces of art that are going to be highlighted here are going to be showing us maybe the essence, so we hopefully understand a little bit more about infinity. And those two pieces are named Ouroboros and the Infinity Room. Oops, the lights just went off. That's all right. Many cultures have symbols for things it can't fully explain, and one of the most universal is the Ouroboros, which is the image of the snake biting its own tail. You've probably seen it before and wondered why is it so common, and it's just because it does a very good job representing that life is somewhat cyclical, meaning that the idea of life, history, and the universe are all connected, and it's a never-ending cycle. In this picture here, I'm showing you an example of a book. It's an alchemist book, and the Ouroboros is shown on the vase here. We're just kind of looking just at that image. We're not looking at the rest of the photo. That's just another example. It was written. That one comes from the 15th century, around 1420. Some people think that it was made by St. Thomas Aquinas. I don't know about that, but it's interesting. This is kind of showing how Ouroboros is a very old concept, a very old idea that life is constantly renewing itself. Some days, are ending in darkness, and it always comes back with the light. That idea of the cycle of the day with night and day. And sometimes you lose something today and it might show up tomorrow. And sometimes we don't know when these cycles will repeat themselves, but we can guarantee that history will repeat itself eventually. If we look at the design of the Ouroboros, it's very simple. It's just a snake curled up in a circle. Sometimes it's a dragon, but some people just call that a snake anyway. And this dragon tends to be biting its own tail, creating a circular shape representing the cycle of renewal. It's very evenly balanced, and because it's circular, it creates a radial design. Most of the time, the image is black and white. Sometimes simple colors are used, like green or blue. Keeping the focus is on the meaning behind the symbol is more important than the flashy details. And let's fast forward to modern day and we'll look at Kuzma's Infinity Room. This artwork takes the concept of infinity completely different direction. Instead of a symbol, it's an experience. And as you see here, this is just an example of one of the infinity rooms. Infinity Room's pretty interesting. It started in 1965. That was the first one. It was complete and put on display. It's really just a series of mirrors and lights, and very, very repetitive. The room isn't all that terribly big, decent size to fit in a good amount of people, but yeah, you just go in there, and the idea is that you go in and you get this experience of vastness and feeling kind of alone in the universe. It can be a really good place for reflection. And yeah, just wood and glass, metal, acrylic panel, LED lights. Those are the main ingredients. Let's see. The room is filled with mirrors and lights that repeat endlessly, and that's kind of the key concept. It makes you feel like you're floating in an infinite void. Her that unique design is so cool because it kind of lets you experience the idea of infinity for yourself, something tangible, something to feel, use your senses, and you can kind of get an idea of what's going on with infinity. Um, yeah, it's incredibly popular today. There's multiple infinity rooms made today, and they tend to get sold out pretty quickly on when people come and tour them. Um, the rooms are booked so far in advance usually, and the people that go and experience these infinity rooms often come back saying that the experience was absolutely unforgettable. Um, Both Ouroboros and the Infinity Room show us that what infinity means in a completely different way. The Ouroboros uses a simple circular design to represent cycles of renewal, while the Kuzma Infinity Room uses mirrors and lights to create a feeling of endless space. What connects these two works is repetition. The Ouroboros repeats itself in its radial design, and the Infinity Room uses repeated reflections to create an illusion of infinity. Together, they remind us that infinity is not just some abstract idea, but it's something we experience in our everyday lives, sometimes without even realizing it. Thank you for listening to my final project for this class. I appreciate all that this class has done for me. It's been a nice thing for me. So thank you. Thank you for your professorship. Uh, Bye.